Hey everyone, Coach JR back with more opportunities following our Hawkeye scanner tool. Now, there's a lot out there, a lot of what is the sell-off, what is happening. You have on one side, you have Morgan Stanley indicating that it's going to be another, probably a total of 20%. Listen to this, a 20% pullback, and it will be destructive to the bull market. It seems that they don't trade. And then you have, on the other hand, you have JP Morgan, for example, the two big investment banks, with a position that they say from Marko Kolanovic, that this is just a technical retracement. And then you have figures like Catherine Wood, the Perma Bull, and also at the same time Tom Lee from CNBC, from Fund Strat, that basically they're indicating you that we don't know the new forces in the game. From one side, Wood with the story of the millennials, and then all the variables that Tom Lee shares in his views. But what we do at Hawkeye Traders give you the best of the best, just removing the emotions, because that's what we have to do. We have to look at core facts, and that's what we do based on our one, Hawkeye Trends Plus Stops, that will let us know how long we want to be in the trend. Second, today I'm going to look at volume tools and how you can pinpoint what's really happening besides just listening to these guys. And I'm not saying they may not have a view or may not have an argument or may not have the data. What I'm saying is we must pay attention to the facts, and that's what we do with the Hawkeye Traders tool. Now, besides volume, on the last videos, I'm showing you Hawkeye Plus, Trends Plus Stops. Today, I want to take a look at volume. At the same time, we're going to look at heat map. It's a momentum tool that will show you exactly if we're favor buy or we favor sell. And of course, we're going to take a look at roadkill, that little dot, that green, that red dot that indicates if there's a change in trend or if there's a change in volume. So let's go to the charts. Let's look at what Hawkeye Scanner has for us this week. And remember, I will be back by the end of the week with more data from the Hawkeye Scanner. So you want to make sure you're subscribed to our newsletter, you're subscribed to our database. Hey, listen, you want to be subscribed. So if you are watching this on YouTube, smash the like button and make sure you subscribe, because I'm going to give you what are the stocks that you must be pay attention in this bull market. Let's go, okay? So I'm just going to minimize myself, and there you go. Destructive outcome. Morgan Stanley getting they actually hired a few copywriters, or it's actually CNBC. Who knows? Let's see what we have on Hawkeye Scanner. On September 20, that means yesterday, we have a couple companies. And one thing that caught my eye was the fact that we're working with Airlines. Who have thought? U.S. Airlines, yes, they're popping on the radar in positive. And I will show you, because American Airlines were actually positive yesterday. And that's because we're going to take a look at the Hawkeye volume indicator. Now, look at the two companies we have. Not a surprise. Very strong airlines, Delta Airlines, ticker DAL, and also United Airlines, UAL. Now, I'm going to share with you, because I just don't want you to come here and walk away without something. Let me give you why I'm coaching traders to make as high as $7,000 per month. Now, it may not sound a lot for you, but hey, listen, how many people in the U.S. makes $7,000? How many people in Germany make $7,000 or the equivalent to $7,000 trading per month? Not a lot. So what we want to look is also at metrics. I'm just going to brush this and integrate the idea of metrics that we need to understand. So the ticker UAL, United Airlines. And then let me share with you a secret. Look at what the company is doing. Just looking at bottom between $43, $43.46, and $43.62. But if you look at the cash per share, I repeat, cash per share, they have $65. They're trading under their cash per share. That's a bargain. That's something that you want to pay attention. So the idea always when we work with Hawkeye Traders tools is that we get to know where to point, where to look at. And that's right now U.S. Airlines. And the other contrasting idea that I will think for you to pay attention is that no one is talking about airlines. Like, you wouldn't think about it, right? I wouldn't, but it doesn't matter, because every day, at the end of the day, I receive my report with all the filters that are telling me what is very strong out there and where I should have my focus as a trader. Now, I'm going to go back to my tools. We know the airlines are in place. But last week, I want to share one of the reports on September 16, Workday, ticker WDAY, another company that I want to take a look. So we know airlines are on the map. And at the same time, I want you to pay attention to this. So American Airlines is not on the scanner. But take a look at this because this is how you use Hawkeye volume. Look at what happened yesterday. This is very suspicious. Yesterday, we have a plus 3% day when in fact the SPY printed, if we take a look, let me just, SPY, the SPY. Look at the daily. This is the daily, right? No, this is the monthly. Let me just move it to the daily. There you go. On top, we have actually had a gap, but yesterday was a minus 1.67%. For the markets, the S&P 500 following the ETF SPY. And then you are telling me that out of the blue, we have a plus 3%? I don't think so. Someone is cooking something here. And the way we look at it is because volume comes in, it pops, and you see this volume, this buy volume, comes very close to the one that we have back on September 13 and not too far from the volume, the green volume. So someone is buying up. That day we have a plus 5.59%. That's almost 60%, 6% in a day. For American Airlines, I don't think so. Again, someone is cooking and someone is building up the position. So usually what they do with volume, and you can have that sneak peek with our Hawkeye volume indicator, is they start building up positions. They let the price just come back to retest, but it doesn't create a new low, actually push all the way up. And then again, they loaded the boat in a red day. In a red day, when everyone was screaming, probably buying puts on the SPY, that's fine. They bought back American Airlines. So pay attention to that one too. Now, once we know this, let's go at the one Hawkeye scanner is pointing. United Airlines. What can I tell you about it? Same structure like American Airlines. Look, plus 1.64%. They didn't want it to let go. They didn't want to let it go. They didn't want it trading under 43.55. We have the big spike in volume, higher from the previews and not too far from the one we have back on July 20 of this year. So again, someone is cooking something. So if you're concerned, if you're paying close attention, you're not focused on the markets, and then you do have access to our Hawkeye scanner every day, you come to realize that someone is building up something up. It doesn't have to happen immediately, but it will give you heads up. Now, at the same time, if I look at other indicators, for example, heat map, still red, and that is in the short term. In the weekly, same story, but I can see the week is going so far so good, plus 1.46% for United Airlines. And then this is where it gets a little bit interesting. We have 3 months, 1, 2, 3, 3 months. Someone is telling me they don't want to see the stock of United Airlines trading under $42.64. And then we still have a green. It's a dark green. So at any time may pop a reversal. Think about that. We are not there yet. If you're buying now, I have to tell you, you're buying with risk. You're buying with risk. Nevertheless, when we look at the metrics, again, think about the metrics. This company has $65 cash per share. They're not broke. They have enough. And if you think about it, JP Morgan has been saying that the Delta variant has been peaking. And then if Pfizer and finally they come to a conclusion that may not need the booster, it all depends. Those are extra variables. But the fact is, if we pay attention and go back to the beginning of the trend, someone is definitely adding. And you can look at this based on using Hawkeye volume indicator. That's one. So this is one I want you to pay attention. Definitely something for you to consider. From the perspective of the trend, if I were to look at the trend itself, and I add now Hawkeye trend plus stops, then definitely I'm still red. I'm not looking to buy, but I wanted to share with you. This is Poppy on the radar. and definitely something that you need to have on the table, because you are looking at least, if we measure previous risk levels and liquidity, they can look at this, June 21, this is March 21. But if I look at pre-COVID levels, this back in February was trading at $79. Call it round figure, call it $80. All right. So if that's the case, and I'm about to get a green at this area, then I'm looking to make at least 84% of my money. I'm not suggesting that you have to think that is a stock like Apple. The airline business is very difficult. Maybe one of the reasons why Warren Buffett decided to trim big time Delta Airlines. But you have to think like you need to be creative to look opportunities in the market for you to make money. Apple may actually from 145 make its way to 200, and that's fine. But on a recovery story, you have the surprise, the wow factor looking at United Airlines. And that's what we have so far. Not ready to buy, but if you're paying attention and you're looking for a sector in the market to give you that kind of money, then this will be one for you to consider, right? Now, going back to last week's scanner, all right, the Hawkeye scanner. I get that report at the end of the day. I'm working with the team closely. Also, Randy Lindsay's involved. He's suggesting a few changes. We're tweaking it because we want to make sure also we get the big wave, the big stampede that may happen, if not this year, definitely in the next year and a half in small caps, very a la Peter Lynch. So we want to make sure we capture those for you, and we want to make your trading life and your investing experience as successful as possible. And that means help you, give you the tools to make you money. So we're tweaking everything, connecting with Randy to get his best advices and everything. So soon, probably within the next 2 to 4 weeks, we'll have more data coming from small caps, all right? So stay tuned. Looking at last week's Hawkeye scanner, Workday, WDAY. This is another stock, but the story is different, way different. This stock is actually bullish. It's in a bullish territory. And I'm going to take a look from the daily chart. We tend to do the duality, but today I want to go step by step. And first off, it's absolutely, when it comes to Hawkeye trend plus stops, it's in buy mode. We have a pullback, retesting 262 level, and now we may go and attack the 278. Now, think about this. If I look at the weekly, right, the week is so far positive. When a week that the markets are having, it's difficult for them, the stock is doing well. So that's kind of the opportunities that you're looking to buy now. We're very different from the setup we're waiting on United Airlines. In this case, we have a dip. Look at how Hawkeye Trends Plus Stops is showing me, guiding me to understand this is a potential entry. And it worked very well. Now, at the same time, momentum, heat map, it's green on the weekly, monthly, absolutely green. We always can say that if we dip to 245, that is not a surprise. Absolutely, let's not deny the month so far. There's still a few days to finish September, but the month so far has been a little bit negative, minus 1.87%. But if you look at monthly, look at weekly, and look at daily, we are calling that we are still in a bullish trend. And the three views, 1, 2, 3, daily, weekly, and monthly, they're absolutely aligned with one thesis. We are bullish in Workday. And that's why the scanner is signaling, pay attention, there's something here. And definitely this one is in the buy territory. So usually what I do, and remember, what I want you to do is to understand how to maximize this. If you're definitely considered that we are going to have a move to close that level back to 278, which is the level we had at the high we had at the beginning of September, then you are looking to use options, and that's where I come in. We're always looking to have an idea between far out of the money, in the money, or you can always have deep in the money. The idea that a lot of people get wrong out there is that you need the stock to get to the strike for you to make money. And that's not exactly the truth. And that's not true. You have to think it has to move. And the problem with options is that you have different variables. And I'm not here to give the whole speech. I know a lot of you guys, you know it, but I'm telling you just a little bit of guidance. So if I look at workday, WDAY, as an opportunity, I want to play conservative and I want to play aggressive. Aggressive could be in the very short term, looking for weeklies. So because the market is a little bit wishy-washy, which is a valid phrase, so you know, I look for, not this week, I will look for something like 2-3 weeks at least. So I will skip, 24 October, and I'll probably say I go for October 8. And I use quote media, gives me a lot of information. And so we're trading right now at 269. If we were to make a move back to that previous high, we're going back to 278. I can easily play the weekly that is 280. That's a strike I will be looking to. So I played the 280 that's selling for 247, more or less. You can always check with your broker. And if that's the case, I'm looking to pay at least 247, no more than 280. The contract high was $7.98. Delta 29, that's 29%, and the contract low was 192. So we're not buying too far away from that low. Apparently on the ask, there's an offer of 72 contracts, buy on the beat 43 contracts. So right now, actually, we're looking to buy at 350. So pay no more $4. And at least if everything goes well, I'm looking to double my money on this one. So make sure you have your settlement in order after you get filled. That means if you buy between $3.50, $4, you're looking to sell at least at $8, $8.50. All right? So that's my idea on a very aggressive play. If I look for more time, and position myself, I will do that until the end of December. And that will be the monthly expiration. That's December 17. And if I look at opportunities, let me show all the strikes. Let me see what's available out there for me. And then I see some action, open interest at 290. That's a strike, 300. And there's nothing else to attract my idea. So what I will do is rather than buy one share for $248, I probably look to buy at $935. That means that I'm paying about $900 for one contract. That one contract gives me access to 100 shares. And that's how you get leverage. All right? So if we were to buy the one that is $12, just the basics, that multiplied by 100, that means that one contract that gives you access, leverage to 100 shares of Workday, you're paying $1,200 rather than actually locked in $269 per 100 shares. That's a lot of money to lock in. So this is the power, and that's what I like about these options. And at the same time, like I said, with my aggressive strategy, if by example, you see we are right now moving up, if we move up to this level, that's a 3.68% appreciation just on shares. That's not too much money. But if you look for the options and you're very aggressive and you look for the weeklies, you do have the opportunity, there's a positive probability that you can double your money in that short period of time. And that's what I want to do. That's what we all want to do. Now, like I said, more time, a better positioning. I'll be looking to go with the 300. That's how I see it. And because I have a lot of time, same story, I'm looking to double my money. So I look at just the basic of this contract. Contract high, 9.72, selling right now for 670, 125 contracts offered on the ask, and 3 contracts for 625 on the beat. Now, at the same time, pay attention. The contract low was $2.24. So we're buying actually almost 200% above that. That means we start buying in the direction of the trend. And that's good because it follows the thesis that we are actually buying strength in a market that so far seems to be okay. We're not critical as Morgan Stanley wants to make us believe, but you always have to be cautious. You have to be cautious in any business, from a restaurant, from a, influencer stuff. Yeah, you have to be always pay attention. So that's the trade idea. This one has a lot more time. This is the monthly expiration, December 17, and I'm looking at the 300 strike. That's what we want, okay? So those are the 2 ideas I have for you. Remember, When it comes to the options, always looks to be aggressive, meaning you might be playing short time, weeklies, a lot of chances for you to get burned. But if you want to position yourself more, have the calm, play the market, and play time, then you're looking for a monthly with at least 60 days from the moment you are buying the option. So yes, Airlines, US Airlines, back on the map. They're not ready yet, but definitely Hawkeye Scanner is signaling there is something happening. Hawkeye volume indicator, it's telling us someone is building up, loading the boat on US Airlines. Probably it will be a very nice payday for the process of the whole recovery of the economy. It hasn't happened yet, but we definitely have to think like the roaring 20s are still in place. So that's it, guys. That's all I have for you. On behalf of the Hawkeye Traders team, I want to thank you for watching this video. I'm going to look to come with another set of videos this week with ideas that you can use to, of course, make money and exactly know how we're developing more the Hawkeye Traders tools. Remember, on the description of this link, there's one on the description. There's a link, okay? Use the link to access the tools. You definitely want to have these tools on your arsenal. They are going to give you that edge that every single trader is looking to beat the markets. But more than beat the market is just to make a little bit of money from the 2000 to even that Randy Lindsay told me once. Days where you take home $10,000 thanks to the Hawkeye Traders methodology. And also remember, if you want to join our community, the Profit Flow group, you heard of it, you heard of all the research I provide, there's another link. The second link will guide you to go to these broadcasts. And let me tell you a secret. That broadcast, it's free. Yeah, it's free. I don't bite. So if you want to get to know me more, understand why I do, how I do it, when it comes to trading, when it comes to coaching, then you definitely want to watch that broadcast and get to know me more and hear about my core strategy, SDF, Statistical Disruptive Flow. There's no more time. Thank you for watching, guys, and I see you soon. Ciao, ciao.